and we'll see if we get a thumbs up.
Okay, I think we're live.
Okay, can we get a thumbs up if we're on the right channel this time? Welcome to the Cellercise family. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us. And it's, yeah, some things never change. but I hope you all had a great holiday season. Again, if we can get a thumbs up from anybody letting us know that we are on the right channel and that you're able to hear us. Anything, Justus?
Someone said hi, Dave.
Hi. That's a good sign.
They're saying hi.
Okay. Well, welcome. Okay. We were on the wrong channel, so thank you for joining us. We've got a great program that we're going to be talking about tonight. Some great customer reviews. We've got some great questions. We're going to go over some proper techniques of cellercising. And I want to share something with you, again, that helps us understand how dynamic this is. Cellercise, as many of you know, it's not weightlifting, it's weight bearing. To a cell membrane, it doesn't matter where the increase of weight comes from or how it comes. We're not tearing down to build up. We're simply sending a message to every cell membrane over 100 times a minute to fortify its membrane because it doesn't want to rupture. But we're not limiting the effect. Every muscle, bone, connective tissue, ligament, tendon, skin, collagen, fascia, it doesn't matter. See, with Cellercise, we don't limit the effect. And I've been doing it for over 30 years. This is the only exercise, and my son Justus can testify of this as well. This is the only exercise that I get. I don't have time for anything else. But it has done wonders for me, for my health, my performance. It's doing the same for so many of you. And thank you. I want to thank all of you. Had a great holiday season. We have been joined by a great number of new Cellercise family members. So thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a part. We welcome those of you who are new and look forward to hearing about your results and your questions. If you have a question, please feel free to type it in. Justus is sitting behind the camera. He'll feed those questions to me. After I share the techniques, we're actually going to have Liberty come up, and she's going to share one of her favorite techniques on the Cellerciser. And then in a couple weeks, we'll have Justus do the same thing. So Faye writes, can't wait. I will just be getting back to California from Australia the morning that the Cellerciser arrives. For the first 2 weeks in Sydney, I was using my daughter's rebounder, not a Celly, and my back started to bother me, so I stopped jumping. I know you said over and over other rebounders do not compare and can cause injury. You were right. When I first got here, I thought a month will be okay, but that wasn't true. Should have listened to you, Dave Hall, Cellercise. Thank you, Faye. And when you have your new unit, feel free to give me a call on some approaches we can take that addresses the back and some of the different exercises that we can do to help open up the vertebral joints in the back, increase circulation and strength. Sam writes, Happy New Year and love to you, your family, and your Cellercise family, and my friend Christine Hanks. I haven't been here for a while. I'm back at my Cellerciser regularly, all capitalized. She says, I love my Cellerciser. Thank you. Love to all. Love to Christine Hanks and her family. Thank you, Sam. And many of you remember Christine Hanks, and many of you still use some of the routines that she and I did on our that are on the YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about one of Christine's relatives tonight who wrote us a great doctor, who wrote us just a great customer review about what Cellercise can do for the back itself. Brenda writes, I just wanted to tell you what a blessing the Cellerciser is to me. I got it on December 29th, so it's been, what are we? It's not been that long. And I've been using it daily ever since. I had a bungee cord rebounder before and it was working well, but after listening to you, I felt led to invest in the Cellerciser because it's an investment in my health and well-being. I will have it for the rest of my life without the worry of having to replace it. I'm 66 years old and had no problems transitioning to the Cellerciser. I Cellercise every morning first thing. I was concerned it might bother my knees because of the springs, but it hasn't at all. I couldn't be happier. In fact, since I started rebounding and Cellercising following your beginner routine, I've lost 50 plus pounds in countless inches. I have now purchased the app and have set up my own routine on that, and I'm loving it as well. Also, my husband, who had a stroke 10 years ago and lost the use of his right arm and has to wear a brace on his right leg and walk with a cane, is now getting on the Cellerciser to just do the baby bounce for 15 minutes daily. I can't begin to tell you how wonderful this is to see him doing that, because he wasn't doing anything at all for years. He had a bad fall this past November and couldn't walk for almost a month. We had physical therapy coming into our home for his therapy, and I asked them about him getting on the rebounder and then Cellercising once I got the Cellerciser. They both thought it would be a tremendous help to him, so he started doing that. It's a miracle is all I can say, because he is really loving it. I see nothing but good things to come for both of us since we have the Cellerciser. The Lord is good, and I know that he led me to watch you on YouTube and then to purchase the Cellerciser. Thank you for being so kind and talking with me on the phone and even calling me again. You're a blessing. And thank you, Brenda. You're a blessing to all of us as well. And well done on your accomplishments. Keep us posted. Trish writes, Merry Christmas, Dave. My Cellerciser arrived in New Mexico this morning, and I am thrilled. I'm blown away by the quality of the unit, the packaging, the thoughtfulness of including the spare parts and the straightforward instructions and welcome letter. I turn 50 tomorrow and look forward to this next chapter of life Cellercising with joy in the sunshine. Wahoo, Trish, woohoo, and welcome. Yeah, I look forward to hearing back from you as you experience the Cellerciser. Heidi writes, Mom got her Cellerciser for her 90th birthday in September, and she's been doing it every day since. Wow. September, October, November, December, it's 5, 6. That's great. She loves doing it to music, but as you can see in this short amount of time, it has elevated her mood and helped her butt cheek. She's reported many other benefits, but the best one is the edema in her leg is gone, and she no longer is using her walker. She even walked a mile on the last sunny day that they had up there in Maine. Wow. Wow is right. That's fantastic, and thank you. You know, cells don't really get old. They're always replacing themselves. We can strengthen and improve the efficiency of our cells at virtually any age. As our cells become stronger, healthy, and work more efficiently, so do our body parts and functions. Yes, Justus?
Angela says, being sick won't Cellerciser help pull out phlegm in lungs?
Yes. Cellerciser can help clear out the lungs. In fact, I'm going to show you that technique in just a little bit. So it can help open up bronchial tubes and lungs. You just have to start off gently, because it's an exercise for the lungs. Okay, I want to read a few more. Miss Allison writes, my varicose veins were beginning to get pretty painful behind my knees. One side of the veins were bulging out. Now, after 2 years of Cellercising, one side of the varicose veins are completely gone, and the other side is still noticeable, but with no bulging. Pain is gone too. I'm 58 years young. She said 58 years old. I say you're 58 years young. And thank you, Miss Allison, for sharing that with us. That's beautiful. And we've got some that have this just came in January 8th at 10:39 in the morning. And she says, Dave, I just wanted to tell you what a blessing the Cellerciser is to me. I got on it on December 29th and have been using it daily ever since. I had a bungee cord rebounder before and it was working well, but after listening to you, I felt led to invest in the Cellerciser because it's an investment in health and well-being. I will have it for the rest of my life. Did we read this one earlier? I'm 66 years old and have had no problem transitioning to the Cellerciser. I'm curious. Did we read? We didn't read this on this line, did we? Okay. This is a great customer review. I just shared it on the other channel, so I was afraid I shared it on this one. Let me continue. I'm 66 years old and have had no problem transitioning to the Cellerciser. I Cellercise every morning first thing. I was concerned it might bother my knees because of the springs, but it hasn't at all. I couldn't be happier. In fact, since I started rebounding and Cellercising following your beginning routine, I've lost 50 plus pounds and countless inches. I now have purchased the app and have set up my own routine on that, and I'm loving it as well. Also, my husband, who had a stroke 10 years ago and lost the use of his right arm and has to wear a brace on his right leg and walk with a cane, is now getting on the Cellerciser to do just the baby bounce for 15 minutes daily. I can't begin to tell you how wonderful it is to see him doing that, because he wasn't doing anything for all those years. He had a bad fall this past September and couldn't walk for almost a month. We had physical therapy coming to our home for his therapy, and I asked them about getting on the rebound and then Cellercising once I got the Cellerciser. They both thought it would be a tremendous help to him, so he started doing that. It's a miracle is all I can say, because he's really loving it. I see nothing but good things coming from both of us since we have the Cellerciser. The Lord is good, and I know that he led me to watch you on YouTube and then purchase the Cellerciser. And I apologize if I just read this, because I started the program earlier on the wrong routine, and I think I may have shared that one twice. It's just beautiful, though.
Question from Faye.
Yeah.
Just got home from Australia this morning, and I've just tested positive for COVID 10 minutes ago. Ugh, I don't feel horrible. Do you think it's okay to jump tonight?
You think it's okay to jump tonight with the COVID? I did. And one of the things we learned through Dr. Arthur C. Guyton in his medical book, Medical Physiology. So we get on a Cellerciser. If we run as fast as we can when we don't feel like it, we run as fast as we can for 1 minute, then do the gentle baby bounce while you catch your breath, and then go lie down. That 1 minute of vigorous activity on the Cellerciser, running really, really fast, and you do the best you can based upon what level you're at. So if I'm on this and I'm you do it for about a minute, and it increases the number of active white blood cells in your body by 10 to 15 times. And they can stay there for up to 1 hour. So what I did when I had it, and we've had doctors order them from us as well for people that were dealing with COVID as well, is it increases circulation. When it went into my lungs, which it did, I would continue to do the deep breathing technique, even though I couldn't breathe very deep because I had pneumonia. It went into the lungs. And I'd get on that Cellerciser, and I would do, I'm going to show you the normal way, is you stand here, you stand up, breathe in through your mouth, breathe out through your mouth coming down. So it goes like this. It's a pumping action. It pumps the lymph system, and it helps to clear the phlegm out and the fluid. And within 5 minutes of Cellercising, I was clearing out fluid. So even though I couldn't breathe very deep when I first started, when it went into the lungs. But the routine's like this. And when you're done, you can hear the difference in my voice as well. But it opens up the bronchial tubes, it opens up the lungs, it increases oxygen. But when it's in the lungs, you won't be able to breathe very deep, and they may sound wheezy. After I recovered from COVID, I kept doing it. It was about a month before the bronchial tube sounded opened again. So it was an exercise that helped me get through it. So again, that's what I did. Yes, Justus.
Laura says, what is the name of a doctor and book?
Oh, the Arthur C. Guyton book. Arthur C. Guyton, G-U-Y-T-O-N, Medical Physiology. And that's the standards used by universities all over the country, probably different parts of the world. It's been around a long time. You can get that on Amazon as well. Okay, so okay, this was December 29th. This was right after Christmas, right? Dave, nice speaking with you Wednesday. Appreciate you being so supportive. 10 days ago, my home was broken into while I was at work. They took my PC, laptop, vitamins, 2 cases of Mountain Valley spring water, and my Cellerciser. I guess they were healthy criminals. Since I'm moving in early March, I decided I would wait to replace my Cellerciser. After a week, I realized I missed it. I was doing the health bounce 15 minutes in the morning before work and 15 minutes before bed. Made such a difference in how I feel. So I ended up getting another unit. Yes, Justus?
Brenda says, will you discuss foot pronation?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to, in fact, one of the questions asks about a wider unit. And the wider the unit is, the less support you have in the middle, the slower it is. So for fitness purposes, I'll talk about that in just a few moments. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So this is Dr. Jeffrey Hanks, and it's worth reading. It's been on our website. It is on our website. Some things deserve to be repeated, and this was so well written, and it is so applicable to so many of us today. So Dr. Jeffrey Hanks writes, during my 13 years as a practicing chiropractic physician, I have been keenly aware of the importance of proper biomechanics in the human arena of wellness and expression. Kinetic motion is absolutely imperative and necessary for true health in individuals. When the movement of joints and articulations become compromised through sedentary lifestyle, trauma, stress, poor nutrition, poor posture, and the aging process itself, then a host of physical problems ensue. Accelerated osteoarthritis is a result of poorly functioning and moving joint or spinal disc. Impaired nerve function results when spinal vertebrae and discs are not mechanically functioning as they were designed. And I'm going to go into that a little bit. When we get more and more pressure on the back, the discs shrink. We're not getting enough movement and not enough circulation to the disc. If they shrink, we get more pressure on those nerves, and that can lead to a myriad of additional problems that can be felt in different areas and extremities of the body. He goes on, therefore, the importance of properly moving spine and joints cannot be underestimated in the overall health and wellness of an individual. Dave Hall has amplified upon this well-known concept and has taken it to an even deeper level of application, that of the cellular level of motion. His Cellerciser simply employs concepts of biomechanics and kinetics that will be most helpful to people of all ages. It is known that 90% of the brain's active energy is expended on calculations and minor corrections in balancing and knowing where the body is in space at any moment in time. Only 10% of the brain's activity is used in actual cognitive or thinking functions. This reality truly demonstrates the importance the brain places on knowing how every part of the body is moving and what position it is in. This also illuminates how much fatigue and dysfunction results in a person when the mechanics of the body are not in balance. Our society today would be much more vibrant, healthy, and full of vitality if they paid more attention to getting enough kinetic exercise in a given day. Dave Hall's Cellerciser system is very proficient at focusing on this goal. Health and wellness will be the result of such activity if properly and consistently applied. The cerebral spinal fluid pumping action that is created by spinal joint movement is essential to proper brain function and fluid dynamics of the spinal cord. Spinal disc health is bereft without the constant movement of water into and out of the discs themselves. In fact, the disc of the human spine consists of 80% water. This imbibing of water and nutrients in the spinal disc is wholly accomplished by the body's kinetic movements, which act as a pump. Without such movement in the spine, the discs starve. Like a sponge without water, they begin to shrink. Literally, disc herniations and degeneration are highly intensified when improper and inadequate biomechanics of joints exist. Dave Hall's system goes a long way in inducing and maintaining this most necessary motion in the human body. And many of you have seen many of the different movements we've designed on the Cellerciser to open up the vertebral joints and increase that circulation to the disc on a daily basis. Yes, Justus?
Elizabeth says, hello, one of my legs broke off the Cellerciser. Unfortunately, the spring was thrown away.
Oh, well, we have replacement springs. And what she's talking about, and just to let you know, is when the legs themselves, they have the springs. I'll do it this way. And if the spring opens up, then it can slip out. If the leg is in between the spring and it acts as a leverage tool to open up the spring, it can slip out. All you need to do is get a replacement spring, and I can show you how to put those on, and then put it back on the unit, and then give it a little tug. Then if you take a pair of pliers, if you look at your Cellerciser, if you take a pair of pliers, you can actually take a look at that spring and close it. So you can actually take the pliers and close that hook in some so that it can't slip out. It's a good question. Thank you. All right.
Sylvia says, Dave, do we have a new routine for 2024?
We will have a new routine for 2024. Yes, indeed. In fact, that's one of the things I wanted to ask in this program is for you to let me know, give me some ideas of what you would like to see, whether it's aerobic, whether it's joint health, whether it's muscle building. What would you like to see first? Because I will put together a routine that we can do in a couple weeks. But I really want your input. I'm so glad that you reminded me and that you brought that up. Yes, Justus.
Linda says, can you do squats on the Cellerciser? If so, can you show how?
Oh, you sure can. And yes, and it's very, 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 did I get enough berries in there? Effective. It really is. And it helps to increase flexibility of the knees as well as strengthen the knees. And so that's one of the techniques that I will demonstrate for you. All right. So let's go through some of the questions. And yeah, Justus.
Well.
Thanks for being a part and participating. I love it.
Your thing keeps loading. Okay. Cassie says, do you have any exercises on Rebounder to help with plantar
fasciitis? Yeah. Oh, yeah. When we start, good question, we can start flat-footed. And plantar fasciitis, we've had some great customer reviews on that too. We wear shoes, most of us, and shoes they're flexible, but they're limited in their flexibility. And then when we go out and do something more strenuous, if we don't have enough flexibility in the foot, we can actually tear the fascia underneath it. And we've lost flexibility, and that can be painful. Knowing how to increase that circulation flexibility again is very important. The Cellerciser goes a long way and has helped a great many people with those conditions. It takes a little bit of time, but standing on the Cellerciser, gently bouncing up and down, you're not moving your foot very much to begin with at all, but it's still increasing circulation. There's movement. Doing the rock side to side where you're pushing down into the mat is going to challenge it a little bit, but that's still going to be helpful. Then getting to the point where we can lift the heels up and down, we're working under the arches, working the ankles, pumping the calf muscle, helping increase circulation to the heart, but we're also working the fascia. One of the advantages of the Cellerciser is that it's not jarring and it's not tearing, but it is taking the tissue and it's moving it more. When you're barefoot, in socks, or if you need a little additional support, some soft-soled slippers. But slippers that still give support, but also have movement. And that can be very helpful, so thank you.
Rebecca says, is there anything specific that can be done to help with a sinus infection?
Sinus infection, yeah. Yeah, well, first of all, the movement up and down can help clear the sinuses. The movement up and down is pumping the lymphatic system. When we have a blockage, you can try this when you have a cold or an allergy as well. You get on the Cellerciser, just this movement up and down can help increase that circulation. Running very, very quickly can also open up that circulation. So again, you saw me doing it earlier. Just run. And when you start to run, you're really pumping the lymph system, but you're also increasing the number of active white blood cells. They're going to go after the viruses and the germs, and that moving up and down. So we've worked a lot with people that have allergies. When allergy season comes, we'll be talking about Cellercise again because of what it can do to help relieve symptoms of allergies while you're bouncing up and down and improve the efficiency of the immune system. Yes, Justus?
Elizabeth says, what can be done to improve memory?
Yeah, that's one of the questions on here. There are a number of techniques. In fact, we can actually help retrain the brain and have done that with people. Children that have dyslexia, people that have learning disabilities, is when you're bouncing on the Cellerciser, remember how Jeff Hanks was talking about how we are stimulating so much of brain activity, which we are? When we're stimulating that brain activity and we are memorizing something, we want to say it out loud, we want to read it if we can, and visualize it. We want to visualize it. And that's a technique that's how I believe we can improve memory. In fact, I think more research needs to be done with that on the Cellerciser. Because when you are actually visualizing, you can close your eyes too. You can see it in your mind. And as you're doing that, and these are some techniques that I've been working on more lately as well, then it can leave a stronger impression at the bottom of the bounce. There's a chemical process occurring when we are using the brain. And we've had children in a number of schools in Texas that have used it to help their kids learn faster and retain longer. So it's, yeah, whatever it is you want to memorize, you just print it out, read it, say it out loud, then visualize it and see how quickly you're able to recall it and how long you're able to remember it. Yes, Justus?
Shauna asks, is it safe to use the rebounder without a bra?
Depends on how well endowed you are. If you, yeah, if you don't want too much moving up and down because there are protein fibers that run through the breast and they can tear. And when Dr. Kenneth Cooper had everybody out jogging and doing aerobics, which is great, but with the jarring effect was causing damage. It was breaking the tissue in the breast. It was causing problems in the vertebral joints, in the uterus with women, and well, the heart as well. The pounding effect accumulatively can be damage to the body. So wearing some support and moving up and down causes those protein fibers to actually firm up. And that's I can testify that's true because I know that from my wife. When she was Cellercising, it helps to firm the breast. But yes, it's important to have some support. Again, just so you don't cause too much movement up and down that would cause those protein fibers to break. Because nothing other than surgery is going to be able to repair them if that's the case. All right. So Faye says, I really want to better tone my arms. Can you talk about your favorite arm exercises on Monday a bit? You bet. And Stephanie Smith have got a program that actually talks a lot about their arms, and they're just like mine. They're tight and they're toned, and they teach those exercises as well. But and that's a program called I Jump Instead. But when you put your hands together, lift your shoulders up, elbows out, and push in, you're working the chest and you're working your arms and just bouncing up and down. That's putting more weight on those arms. Now, it will do it automatically to some extent. I remember when my wife came in, she'd been Cellercising, and she flexed her arm, and she says, look, I've got it, look at my muscle, and that was very exciting. So pulling apart, that's, again, it's going to be working and tightening and toning all the back of the arms, as well as the shoulders and your your back. And if we're working on the scapula area, that's what I was trying to think. When you're doing curls, that's one of the best. So I count 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's building this arm, and it's building this arm. And then you switch, and you can do a count of 20. You will get results. And that will tighten and tone and build up those muscles. So again, please write and let me know what you would like to work on. What kind of a program or routine? Is it weight loss? Is it muscle building? Is it flexibility? Is it overall health? And then we'll put together a program for our first routine in a couple weeks. Karen writes, how long and which moves do you recommend on the Cellerciser between weight training sets? Okay, we're talking about some research that has been done showing that if you incorporated 30 seconds of Cellercising between a weight training program, you can grow, in their research, up to 26% faster, which is a lot, than just typical weight training. You're getting rid of the lactic acid, you're going to be stronger after you Cellercise anyway, and you're getting more oxygen, blood flow, circulation to the area that's been damaged, frankly. And that's just getting on the Cellerciser. You can gently bounce, or you can jog. Just jog for about 30 seconds, and then go to your next station. Yes, Justus?
Shama says, please put those arm exercises in the app and stomach.
They are. They're in the app. They're on the Mr. Rebounder app. You can download all those movements for free with the app. And then we actually have some routines in the Mr. Rebounder app now that show that. In fact, if I go here, I don't know if this is going to be too glary or not, but if we go to the app, and go to home. When we go to create your own workout, add movements, all these movements that are here, I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is the one that we're just talking about right here.
It's really glary.
Oh.
I don't know if it's...
Is that better? Still glary?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, but it's actually there, and you can actually see it. So you can actually see the right technique as well. So, anyway, we've got those movements and quite a few more. We've got movements for the shoulders on the Mr. Rebounder app. I love that app because it's got a lot of versatility, and you can create your own routines. And we have the one lady that just lost 50 pounds. She did that. She created her own routine using the app as well. Okay, Diane says, without looking at the website again, I noticed that I love to jump sisters and David have a small mat size. I think she's talking about this. I feel more comfortable, okay, she's talking about this, on a 48-inch mat. I am patiently waiting to afford the Cellerciser, but maybe you can chat about the reason why a smaller mat is being used when it comes to Cellercise promoters. Absolutely I can. In fact, I'm glad you asked that question, and it's important. The wider out you go, the less support you have in the middle, the more the feet will pronate, and the slower the unit's going to be. The Cellerciser fits all feet sizes. The purpose is to create resistance and support. With the Cellerciser, you can alter the angle of your body in different positions, and you're not worrying about being thrown off. The wider out you go, the less support in the middle, the more you will feel like you're unsteady. And so we keep it where you're moving up and down many times per minute, over 100 times per minute. But it's going to give you the support so your foot does not turn in on you, because if you land with your foot leveraging toward the middle, then over time, that's what creates ankle problems, knee problems, hip problems, and back problems. Yes, Justus?
Bill asks, maybe some faster tempo music things.
Faster tempo music? Yeah, we've got, if you go again, yeah, if you can put on your own music, but on the Mr. Rebounder app.
You want to bring it up a little more?
Okay. On the Mr. Rebounder app, we have a music library. And, okay. Oh, it's good again. The music library, when you're getting to, well, let's pick a pre-made routine. Done, done, save, give it, cancel. All right, so let's go to advanced. And we'll just pick a routine. If we hit the options buttons, it says workout music. And we've got the workout music. You've got country, you've got electronic, you've got Latino, you've got pop, you've got rock. So you can go in and you can pick any one of those, save it, and it will play that music while you're doing the app. Or you can mute the music, and then you can also create your own routine too. So thank you for bringing that up. Yes, Justus.
Brenda asks, the outside heels of my shoes wear out quickly. How can I straighten out my feet?
Yeah, there are things you can do. In fact, holding your foot in the right position and the knees in the right position can help improve alignment. So when we're doing, for example, the Jamba walk, if we keep our feet ahead and we push our knees out over our feet and we're doing our Jamba run or our Jamba walk, we're causing those muscles, ligaments, and tendons to move to support that alignment. So the answer is yes, we can. In fact, we're going to talk a little bit about back posture too, and how to help with the shoulders and the back and strengthen those supporting muscles and ligaments as well. Siobhan writes, I get migraines from time to time. Can I get on my Cellerciser while experiencing one, or should I wait till I feel better? And we have a customer review that is worth sharing that addresses that. And I want to read this for you. Where did it go? Okay. I have it here. I know I do. Probably holding it. Okay. Listen to this, because this is absolutely amazing. I remember when I got a phone call from this lady, and she had heard me on the radio talk about the fact that cells don't really get old. They're always replacing themselves. We can strengthen and improve the efficiency of our cells at any age. And she called me up and she said, can I use a Cellerciser? And one of my standard answers at that time didn't apply to her, but I said, can you walk? And she says, no, I can't. I'm bedridden. I'm on IV medication. I'm taking lidocaine, Loracet, Vitacaine, and morphine. I have a tremor disease. I can't even hold a glass of water steady. She'd been suffering migraine headaches since 1958. And I said, you're welcome to try it. You're probably going to need some help getting on and off of it. But you try it for 30 days. If it works, great. If not, you can return it. Well, 30 days went by. I didn't hear from her. 60 days, 90 days go by. And then I get a 2-page, it was a handwritten letter. We're going to get that handwritten letter back up on our website. But in the letter, she tells me her story. She says, I'm a 62-year-old female who began having migraine headaches in 1958. By 1999, the migraines, along with light severity and frequency, rendering me unable to perform normal activities of daily living. In August of that same year, I was diagnosed with essential tremors and was unable to feed myself without holding my hand. From that time on, I tried many treatments, all without relief, plus others I had taken throughout the years. Certain nerve blockers, injections, nasal and lidocaine IV treatments, those were the most effective, but I took so many injections to relieve my pains. In addition, the effectiveness of the best treatments was of short duration and frequency. I would wake the morning after treatment with a full-blown migraine. After having as many migraines, I began to log them beginning in 1999, and here are the results. Year 1909, the year that I actually talked to her, or close to it. Oh, it was 2002 I talked to her. Okay. 1999, she had 70 migraine headaches. 2000, she had 122 migraine headaches. 2001, she had 111 migraine headaches. In 2001, basically 60 of these days were continuous migraines. And 46 of those days, another continuous migraines. That was when I talked to her, it was the year 2001. She says since July 8th, 2001, she started Cellercising. I have had no migraine medication, praise the Lord. On July 11th, 2001, my life changed. I began to Cellercise. I continued each morning for 10 to 20 minutes and had no migraines for 11 days. On July 23rd, 2001, I woke up with a mild migraine, but was determined to Cellercise to see what would happen. After 20 minutes, the migraine and all symptoms were totally gone. The same scenario continued for 5 mornings. In the month of August, the scenario again repeated 7 mornings. Otherwise, I was migraine free and noticed one morning that the essential tremors had ceased. This past September, I was completely migraine free and to this date have no tremors. From September 1st to November 5th, I failed to exercise a total of 8 days. There was 4 mornings I have had mild migraines, all relieved by Cellercising. Some of the other great benefits of Cellercising have been no asthma attacks, a dramatic weight loss, increased muscle mass and strength, and compliments that I receive from others saying how much better I look. I must say that I have a life now. I still have strength to gain, and I'm looking forward to the day when I will have even more energy. I'm confident that that will happen. Another big step since Cellercising, I'm driving again, something I haven't been able to do for years. I just praise the Lord for the opportunity He has given me to listen to your presentation, to actually have a Cellerciser in my home, and for the idea and determination He gave me to get on it for the very first time with a migraine. The enthusiasm for Cellercising and joy of living pain-free has led me to keep my eyes and ears open for any opportunity that I may have to share with others having physical problems. This is because I've had such a wonderful, unexpected, and exciting gift given to me. I want everyone to experience the gift of being pain-free, living a life without migraines and other physical treatments. Since having, I love this last paragraph, since having such great results physically, I'm feeling so much better mentally. First, I give thanks to the Lord and thank Him for you, your work, Dave, and your development of the Cellerciser. How much pleasure and satisfaction you must receive from your work. Thank you so much. The Cellerciser has given me a whole new lease on life. Yours truly, Glenda. That was over 20 years ago. And, you know, she said in the letter, for the first time in 4 years, she said, she was able to paint again. That's exciting. That's what we're about. What can we do to help open up circulation, communication, and strength of the Cellerciser? Yes, Justus.
Okay, Laura Joy says, are you adding Dr. Linne Transform 24 to the app?
Yes, we have 2 of Dr. Linder's programs on the Mr. Rebounder app. If she has a new one, more recent that I haven't seen, I will get it on there. I may not have seen a more recent one, but we do have those 2. Yes, Justus.
Sylvia says, Dave, when to expect aerobic Cellercise and how long the routine will be? Will it include arms, legs, and neck?
Yeah, we've got several already on the Mr. Rebounder app that are aerobic, exercises. And they also go through and they deal with the neck. And just so you know, that Mr. Rebounder app, they're just common sense movements, nothing crazy or fancy. They work. And you can use one of the pre-made routines. We've got, over 35 routines now for beginning, intermediate, advanced, and seniors. And you can take and clone any one of the routines, copy it, and then change it up. Add something to it, take something away from it. But yes, please let me know which routines you would like to see develop, and we'll put together a new routine for the next time that we do a program. Diane writes.
Julie says, I
Hi,
had
Julie.
Mr. Rebounder when I first started, but can't remember where to get the Mr. Rebounder app. Do I just get it from the App Store?
Yes. Yeah, you just go to the, if you have an Android device, go to Google Store. If you've got an Apple device, go to the Apple Store and go to Mr. MR period Rebounder. That's my nickname. I didn't give it to me. Other people did. Just go to Mr. Rebounder and it will give you the app. You can download the app for free. And then to open it, the app and utilize all of its features, it's on sale right now. Now it's a pretty sophisticated app. You can do a lot with it. You can change the background. You want to be at the beach and the mountains, the desert, and the forest, or by a lake. I mean, there's lots of urban area, lots of different background images you can pick. You can pick an avatar if you're a male or a female, light skin, dark skin. If you want to have a little superhero for your kids. And I want to share an idea. If you have grandchildren or if you have children and they're too sedentary or they really need to get a little more exercise in their life, one of the ideas that I came up with for the Mr. Rebounder app was to let the kids know, yes, you can go watch your show, but you've got to pick a routine on the Mr. Rebounder app. And when you pick a routine on the Mr. Rebounder app, then you watch the show, you follow the routine, you mute the music. You don't have to listen to the music. You can hit the little mute, and it will ding in between each movement. So you're watching the show, it dings, and you do the next movement while you continue to watch the show. That's what I do. That's what my daughter does. We do it every night. We turn on a show or in the morning, and we will pick a routine, follow the routine, mute the music, and it's really easy. So if you look at, for example, this one here, as it starts out, the music is muted. If I were to hit that little button right down there, now you've got music. But when you mute the music, it's quiet. You watch your show. It'll ding in between each movement. You can have a pause between the movements, or you can set it up in settings so that there is no pause. And that's what you can do. So it's fun. Now the superheroes, if you go to your home screen, go to settings, go to your account, you can see the avatars. You can pick based on your gender. You put your gender in, male or female, and it will give you some avatars to pick from. And if you're a child or a kid and you want to do our little spaceman superhero, you just save the changes. And now if I go and I want to do a routine, and I pick a routine, let's do the fat eradicator, and we go do that. Now you see we got a little superhero for the kids. So the purpose then is to encourage the kids to go through a routine, and you got all the movement. So again, it was to encourage kids to enjoy themselves, but rather than being just a Cellercise potato every night, we encourage them to be or a couch potato every night. We encourage them to be a Cellercise potato. So anyway, anything else, Justus? We are at 7 o'clock, and we've got more. So if you want me to keep going, I'll keep going. Ann says, can you show moves that will help tone up flab in the back? And does the Jamba walk run count as a high intensity interval exercise? Absolutely. By the way, Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to you too, Ann. Yes, the back. The couple easy movements is you just lean forward a little bit toward the balance bar, and all your muscles are going to be tight in this angle, and you just kick your legs back behind you. So as I come down at an angled position, all those muscles in my back are having to flex to hold me up from falling over. So having the bar there gives you a little more confidence, but it's just like this. Now when you get stronger and you feel a little better at it, you can do this movement here. So my arms are actually leveraged. I'm still holding them this way. As I come down, that's a lot more weight that I'm having to hold up. And that builds up the back too. Okay. And yes, high interval training, you're using the biggest muscles of the body in a way you cannot through other modalities of exercise. Because with the Cellercise, when you're doing the Jamba run, you're keeping your back straight, which keeps the weight right there over the thighs. You can't do that on the ground or anything else because the jarring effect would hurt the back. But on a Cellerciser, you can do it. It keeps the weight right over the thighs. It's very exhausting. These muscles burn a lot of fuel. And so they can burn a lot of weight as you do repetitions of it. Debbie says, I'm doing the fat eradicator and I'm seeing results at my core. Can you talk about a timeline for results in this 21-minute workout? And also another workout that compares to this one. Jamba run is tricky. How do we know we're doing it correctly? Well, if you look on if you're doing it based on the app, let's go Jamba run. Okay. I'm going to pick the Jamba. Still got our superhero there. You can take a look. He's got the back straight, the feet are flat, and you're pushing down into the mat very, very quickly. So with the Cellerciser, the objective is to keep the weight over the thighs, push the knees out a little bit. We're not going to have time to go through all of our techniques tonight, but as we push, we don't want to do this. We want to push our knees out this way because that helps to strengthen the alignment and it's going to be more effective. We can start off just with the walk. So the Jamba walk, you're not lifting your feet up off the mat. You're pushing down into the mat. When you keep your back straight, it keeps the weight back and over the thighs. If you have a balance bar, you can do it. If you don't have a balance bar, you'll have a tendency to fall backwards. So having something to hold on to is going to make the Jamba walk or the Jamba run more effective. Yes, Justus?
Align says special pricing on Mr. Rebounder App.
Yes, half price right now. Okay, let's talk about it. Normally that app, and I think it's worth every penny, is $89.95. It's on sale right now for $49.95 for a full year. Well, it's not monthly, that's every year. And so it's just $4 a month, which isn't very much. And you can notify it to notify you. You've got an alarm system, it'll call you or it will text you. Have you done your Cellercising today? So you can mark it off yes or no. But that $49.95 for anyone who's getting it now at the special, their cost will never go up for as long as they maintain the app. So when the cost goes back up and all these other features that we're working on now continue to evolve, all those who have got the app and have kept a subscription, they're grandfathered. Their costs will stay the same. Yes, Justus?
Sylvia would love me to tell you, please tell Dave I call my Cellerciser my medicine.
My medicine. All right. It's mine too. It has helped me, and many of you, so many times I know. Okay, do you know if it helps with dark circles under the eyes? I don't. Sam writes that, and I don't know, Sam. I know that in the morning, when I wake up, if my eyes are a little puffy, because you're laying down and the fluid is finding its equilibrium or balance, a lot more goes to the head. And when I get on the Cellerciser in the morning and I do my routine, I'll notice the puffiness is gone. The movement up and down helps to activate the lymphatic system, which holds a negative pressure. It's a vacuum. So when you have movement up and down, those one-way valves are sucking. They're pulling that circulation out of the face and different areas and moving it, getting that circulation moving again. Because it's not moving very effectively or efficiently when you're laying down. Alyssa writes, someone said that lifting heavy was the only way to activate type 2 muscle fibers. Yeah, I bet they did. Do you think your cells care where the weight comes from, whether you're lifting weight away from gravity or increasing the weight of gravity? Think about that. When you apply weight to the cell membrane over and over, you have one of two options. Eventually, you may be getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You won't. Or your body's going to compensate for the increase of weight by becoming stronger, stronger, and stronger. But the difference is we're not limiting it just to the muscles. We're also putting it on the fascia. Those are protein fibers that work throughout the entire body, and they give us an enormous amount of strength and balance. I believe it is a step in our physical fitness and evolutionary opportunity as we continue to work on those protein fibers too. Yes, Justus?
Gerlodine says your breathing exercise work better than mucusing to clear the lungs.
She says what? It works better?
Yeah.
Oh, she says our breathing exercise works better than the mucus. It's a
Mucine, M-U-C-I-N-E-X.
Oh, I've heard of it. Mucinex. It's a medicine that you take. And that moving up and down, she's saying, helps to clear the lungs better. And thank you. I believe you. Yes, Justus.
And Elizabeth says, do you have time to show exercises for strengthening my wrist and hands? I have atrophy in my right lower arm from breaking my arm last year.
Atrophy. And yeah, well, the moving up and down is all weight bearing. So it's automatically going to start to strengthen, especially those areas that are weaker on one side of the body over the other, because it's balanced. So you're moving up and down and it's balanced. If you want to accentuate the activity and get faster results, many of you have heard me in the past talk about a Dynaflex. You can get them on Amazon. It's a little gyro power ball. And you get that moving, and you have to work at holding on to it. But that strengthens the wrist and the hands as well. And you do that while you're Cellercising, you're getting a lot more circulation as well as weight through that movement. That's good. Okay. How long should we jump between resistance training exercises? 30 seconds. On the Rebounder App, is there a way to make the image of the human larger than 1/3 of the screen?
Wait.
And if we look at it, that's pretty big. Was that?
I think
Oh.
it's because it's on the Space Kit. The Space Kit is a lot bigger.
Okay. Well, let's look at human. Okay. So let's go back and go to the options and go to home. Go to settings. And we're going to pick, let's pick a female gender. Female. And we'll pick that one. Save. Okay. Now when we go to the app, and let's see how large, just go to we'll do the fat eradicator. That's the 20-minute one that burns calories. So that's still pretty good size. You can, move it up if you want and down, just while you're bouncing. But that, I hope that helps. Good question. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't know if this is a question or a clarification, but Christina says you can stream from your phone to the TV.
Yes. Yeah, you can cast. If your TV accepts the casting, you can. The problem with that, you can do that, yes, and it's larger. The reason I prefer not to do that unless I'm doing a session, then I can put this on so you can see it, and I've got a large screen right here so I can watch it too. But I can't watch a television show or a program or some entertainment. And for me, I would prefer to leave it on this. And yep. All right. So let me know if that's live, because it should be.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. You know, one of the things that I've said for years, and many of you have heard me say it, and I believe it with all my heart, and I've lived by it: persistence overcomes resistance. And if you will internalize that, then another one I use is, no one can destroy your faith unless you consent. Don't consent. You stay firm and hold on to the vision. All right. Kim, I saw this over in total download. Okay, so you should be able to download all of the exercises now at no cost on the Rebounder app. Can we change the names of the routines on the app versus number 1, number 2, etc.? In fact, yes, we can. If you'd like to help me with that, feel free. If you have a particular routine that you would like to have and it doesn't have a name, it just has a number, give me a name. Say, hey, can we change this one to a particular name? It's a Cellercise family, and I welcome your feedback and your participation, and yes, I think that's a great idea. My phone tells me that the app is a problem because it keeps crashing. If that happens, then you might have a problem, they said, with the cache within the app itself. If you remove the app, delete the app from your device, and then reinstall it, it should take care of those issues. Apple and Android are often updating their programs, and we work to update ours as well so that it will continue to communicate with their upgrades. But sometimes within the cache or memory, it has to be, they told me it's like turning your computer off and on, but in this case, you're deleting the app and reinstalling the app. You won't lose anything as far as anything that you have within your account. So if you've created routines, they'll still be there. I like this one. This is interesting. I'm a senior citizen and have a new Medicare supplemental insurance at Aetna that will pay for gym memberships and equipment. I understand it's a new program, so even my agent doesn't have the answer, but I'm sure there must be a way to ensure that the Cellerciser is part of the approved equipment that would enable more seniors to purchase this important equipment. Next week I'm calling Aetna, but it would be awesome if you could look into it as well as a provider. And yes, let me know what information you come up with, and I'm happy to communicate with any insurance company as far as the benefits of the Cellerciser in overall health and wellness. Will you show some exercises that would help improve memory? And we talked a little bit about that earlier. Please explain the difference in benefits between the Cellerciser and a vibration plate. Night and day difference, they're not even close. A vibration plate is extremely disruptive to the nervous system as well as the body. It doesn't create homeostasis, it actually disrupts it. If you want to do it, it's fine, but I did a strength and balance test with somebody who was certain that the vibration plate was going to be the answer and it was going to replace the Cellerciser, and he had been a distributor of mine before. I said, really? Okay, well, come on over, let's do a strength and balance test. So I did the strength and balance test on him, just put a couple fingers on top of him, and he fell over. He had no strength or balance resistance at all. Got him on the Cellerciser, did it again, and he was extremely strong and balanced. So I tell people, I'm not saying it doesn't, it's disruptive. It's what it's designed to be. When you're done using it, get on the Cellerciser. There may be a reason you wanted to disrupt the body. But I often explain it this way. If you have a baby and you gently bounce the baby up and down, they love it. You took that same baby and you did that, and not going to like that. I don't know that our cells of our body like that either. But I do know the body is disrupted as a result of it. Cellercise, if you use it, Cellercise can help bring the body back into balance. Yes, Justus?
I like the aerobic fat eradicator UTC title. Please add just for stomachs, hips, arms, X. Thank you.
Oh, for movements? Yeah. So is she saying to create a routine just for that?
I think what she's saying is the titles, like the titles that are just number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, give us match the title with the number and let me know what you want. And then there's a lot of different movements. You can create your own routines too. That's what Dr. Linne has done. Linder is she's put together some routines using the Mr. Rebounder app that she likes, and then we've put those on our program as well. Myrna says, go ahead.
Sorry. Elizabeth says, what do you think of, instead of adding an avatar, adding something to read, like most of your favorites, for instance? Why fight what is wrong, but instead promote what is right?
Yeah. Oh, in doing what? Now, what is she asking?
Why do you think of, instead of adding an avatar, adding something to read, like most of your favorites, for instance, what is Wi-Fi instead of what is that?
Yeah, thank you. In the actual app itself,
I guess so, yeah.
I'm not sure how that would look, but I like the idea. You might want to share how that might look. I've got a lot of sayings that I live by, and some of them are, and many of you have heard of it. It's wife, rather than fight against that which is wrong, it's better to promote that which is right. It's a totally different energy. And yeah, the fat, oh, I get it, the fat eradicator. Instead of the fat fighting against the fat eradicator, we're doing a promoter. It would be a tone promoter or something along those lines. I'll give some thought to that. Thank you, that's cute.
Shirley says, hi Dave, would it be possible for you to repeat the question before you give out the answers? It's hard to hear. Just read them. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, I will do that. And what we were talking about is positive versus negative. Fat eradicator sounds like you're fighting against something that's negative. And the opposite with that would be to promote something that is positive, like the tonerator or something that's promoting that which is good rather than fighting against that which is wrong. Great thought. And yeah, I think if you come up with some better ideas, and please keep them coming.
The belly blaster.
The belly blaster. Okay, that's cute. Actually, it's like the fat eradicator, but the belly blaster is. And the best way to get rid of the belly is honestly doing the Jamba run. You can't target reduced fat effectively at all. You can target muscles, but fat is genetic, and it depends on how the map of your particular body. Some people carry it in their thighs or their back or their buttocks or their stomach or their upper chest area. Fat is carried in different areas, and the body goes after the fat differently for different people. So you may lose it all in the top first, and then you start to lose it somewhere else second. So the fat eradicator helps burn it off wherever you got it, but it can take time to get to those areas that you want. Yeah.
Beth says, hi Dave, how would I get rid of the bat wings?
The bat wings. All right. So that again, burning the weight is this. Kicking out, when you kick out behind you, and I've worked on that too, is because that was the hardest area for me to figure out. Kicking out side to side where it's not completely just straight back, but out to the side a little bit. It's a tough area to get to. But this one right here just really gets to those muscles in that area to help tighten and tone that area. But again, the Jamba run is the best way to help burn it. So you're going to burn through other areas or layers first, and then it will start to burn that area. And it may be, if it's like me, that's one of the last areas to go. So.
Whoa,
I got a little bit there.
Faye just said, I literally just found Dr. Linder's Batwing workout on YouTube, and she just sent it in.
Oh, good. All right.
And then Babe was saying the Batwing's under my upper arms.
Yeah, okay. And there's routines, there's several routines for the arms and the shoulders in movements while you're bouncing that are on the Mr. Rebounder app. And we've got a really good one. I don't know if it's in the intermediate section or the advanced section. I don't remember. We just put it on and did it collectively not too long ago. So that routine really works the arms as well. And you've seen the other routines that are on the Mr. Rebounder app where you are pushing down and pulling up and bouncing. The reason we're bouncing with it is that we apply a certain amount of stress this way, which is great, but the bouncing applies more weight at the cellular level, not just the muscles, but the collagen and all those other protein fibers around the muscle so that they also start to firm up and tighten and tone as well. All right, we're going to save the rest of the program for another time. I thank you for staying with us as long as you have, and for sharing all your incredible questions. You've been wonderful, and I hope what I've shared with you has been helpful. If it has, feel free to share it with others. We appreciate that. The Cellercise, the whole Cellercise family it's up to all of us. I don't have the bandwidth to do a lot of the big advertising that a lot of the other big companies do. So it's just pretty much grassroots effort of all of us making a difference in the lives of those that we care about. So thank you very much. Have a great week. We'll see you in a couple weeks. We'll please share some ideas as to what you would like to see as the routine, the first routine for 2024 on the Mr. Rebounder app. Do you want to call Liberty, Justus, or see if Liberty's there? I wanted to see if Liberty wanted to share one of her favorite techniques, but if she's not there, we can do it another time. But again, think in terms of where you want to be next year. You want to create a vision of that, hold on to that vision, make a chart, make a statement, cut out a picture, find an old picture, but put something that you will focus on, so you're not reactive just to the current conditions, but you're more proactive in your mind and your thinking process, holding on to a vision of where you would like to be, what you would like to see happen. It's not, again, that the conditions around us are going to change, but the conditions within us begin to change, so we respond differently to the conditions around us. We all have a greater health potential, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and economically. So, Liberty, come on up and say hi, everyone. Happy New Year. Hi. This is my daughter. I asked her if she would share one of her favorite exercise routines and tell her why she likes it.
I like doing just this one, just because it helps kind of snatch your waist in a way, make it more toned.
Ah.
I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, that's the sidekick. Sidekick, very good.
anyways.
Thanks, honey. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Liberty. And yes, that's a great technique. And there's a couple variations of that. And one of them is, and for the waist and the hips, is like she was doing, just kicking out side to side. And this is great because you're coming down with a lot of weight right there, and that's going to really strengthen those side muscles a lot. That's far more intense than simply doing a leg lift. You're coming down with the weight while your leg is up, and that really, so start off easy. But that's a great technique for the waist and the hips. And then similar to what I was sharing with you for the love handles, when you were probably talking about back of the arms. Okay, and then the other variation of that is that instead of keeping the back just straight, you lean a little bit. And when you lean just slightly back and forth, you really leverage that area even more, that whole side. Yes, Justus?
Can I show mine?
Yes, come on up. Justus is going to share one of his favorite movements on the Cellerciser. And you probably all remember him when he was a lot shorter. Go ahead.
My favorite one is this one when you go like this.
Oh gosh, yep. Okay, now that's leveraging a lot of weight, and that's how I got my stomach muscles, Justus.
It's really fun.
It's fun, and it keeps a flatter stomach wall right here too. Thank you. Appreciate it, buddy. And again, that's just kicking your legs back. If you tilt your head slightly, now you're working underneath the chin and all of your muscles that are holding your head up. But we'll talk about more of those techniques again. Thank you again for participating so much. You've spent a lot of your time with us tonight. And we hope if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. And thank you again for sharing the program with others. You have a beautiful week. And remember, we don't have to work out because we know how to play in. Thank you.